You're a big fan.
I'm a long time listener, first time caller at all. Not all long time listener, first time caller.
Hello, I'm Adam.
And I'm Molly.
And we're Brewing Theatre. You might be thinking, who is this? This is not Tina.
No.
This is Molly.
Similar vibe,
Yes.
similar vibe, different hair.
That's the only difference.
See, the only, and I'm not from Texas.
Well, that's a big difference.
It's a big part of her personality.
Texas
and I'm not.
comes out a lot.
It does.
And when we talk about things with Tina.
does.
But I'm a fellow Texan, and so I can sing.
My dad's from Texas.
Is he?
Yeah, he was born in a little town in South Texas.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I was not.
So I got
born in
Texas roots, but
Yeah.
I'm from North Carolina.
I sort of passed through Texas. I was born in New Mexico. Then my parents lived in El Paso, San Antonio, and the Dallas-Fort Worth
So in order to work at Shelton State and Theatre, one must have the Texas connection.
Southern Texas connection. You know,
That's the rule.
Personally be from Texas.
You just
have to have a connection.
You need a tit
You have
connection.
to like brisket, beef for Texas. Something.
Okay. Well, we would like to send a shout out to Tina because she is currently taking care of her husband Ernie, who had a little medical procedure.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. So she's going to be out for a little while. So instead, we have turned to our very first guest star on Brewing Theatre, Molly Page. And you've heard Molly's name before.
Yes.
Because we have talked about that Molly is our new theater program coordinator here at Shelton State.
I am. I started in June, but you may have seen my face on a poster on a stage at Theater Tuscaloosa.
Oh, many times.
For the past decade and change.
Yes.
I did my first show here in 2009-ish. It's a
first show
Wonderful
was?
Life. It's a Wonderful Life live radio
That was definitely
play.
2010, and the reason I know that is because I started in 2010.
Okay.
And that was my first play that I got to work fully on and work on the poster and all the publicity and everything because I started on my son's birthday in October of 2010. So I always remember it was his first birthday. It's easy for me to remember my anniversary.
Okay, so
date.
2010.
Yeah, and I remember we went out to Midtown. Do you remember this?
I do that.
And you were wearing
we
your
did.
skimpy little outfit in December, though it was Alabama.
Jeanette dressed us in. It was so cold. It was
my gosh.
November in Alabama, and it was one of those rare
Note to
times.
producer, put up the picture now for those watching on the video.
Yes, put up the picture of me looking probably very nonchalant because I ordered vintage fashion magazines from Etsy as like a prop in preparation for my character. Of course I did.
Yes.
And chewed gum and read vintage fashion magazines on it. But Jeanette put us in red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Shorts and they were so cute, those costumes. And
satin, right? It was like shiny.
they were shiny, satiny things, and we sat on stage.
We went out there to take some promotional photos.
We sang.
We did. That's right. We did a little.
We sang in front of Barnes and Noble, and
it was so fun.
it was lots of fun. And so that was my first show, and I think I did every show that season. So I'm eligible for the Charles Prosser Award, but it didn't exist yet. Posthumously, even though I'm not dead. What we need to make up a new word for it. But
yes, we shall make up
I was
a new
in
word.
I think every show that season.
That's amazing.
But yeah, and then
for those of you who don't know, we have our special annual awards that are called the T. Earl Johnson Awards, and there is a Charles Prosser Award. And to be eligible, you must have participated either on stage or behind the scenes in every main stage production that season. And so, unfortunately, Molly Page's participation predated the Charles Prosser Award.
So really,
you may have inspired it. You may have been part of inspiring it,
It's
honestly.
Charles Prosser, but maybe it should be called the Molly Page Award.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let y'all hash that out in the office
I
later.
mean, marital spat
Between me and my
stage husband.
I think he would.
He'd fight me on it, and I won't take that from him.
And then
He's done so many more shows than me. I won't.
Straight Flush Award.
The Straight Flush
very appropriate
Award.
if you know Charles Prosser.
But yeah, I did bunches of shows, and then Theater Tuscaloosa inspired me to go to graduate school, and I went to Louisiana Tech.
Off you went.
And off I went and did some things and was around some places, and then now I'm back and teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching classes and recruiting students.
Yes,
and
we're thrilled to have you here because we had to go a couple of years between the time when Michael Carr retired,
Right.
who was sort of your predecessor, and the time we successfully found you, which was the right candidate. We did the search a couple of times, and each time it was sort of a near miss, or we'd make an offer and they didn't accept or whatever, and we kept having to reopening the position. And then all of a sudden you were available, and we thought, come home to us.
Come home. And if you are around Shelton and you want to come by, my office door is peppered with photos of me. I'm easy to find. These guys just like made a welcome, like literally rolled out the red carpet and the welcome mat. And so I've been here since June and teaching classes and recruiting students. And today we're going to talk about my first show that I'm directing back at Theater Tuscaloosa. You're going to get a new award,
the Queen of the Segue.
Thanks. Usually I'm the queen of the non sequitur, so today is exciting because I don't usually segue very.
You're on track. I'm proud of you. So tell us about the first show you're going to direct. We have some big news associated with this.
Big news. So I came in and we had already chosen, or these guys that were here prior to me getting hired had chosen a show, and we thought at the time we were going to be back in the Bean Brown, and we were so excited.
Right.
We were going to do a great Beth Henley show, Crimes of the Heart.
Yes.
And we were going to build a wonderful set. It's a unit set that's a kitchen and
very important. One of the key plot
elements
points involves the oven.
Has to have a working oven and a refrigerator and stairs and doors and has to look realistic and be realistic and so we were going to work with Wheeler and our designers and build this really great set, and unfortunately we're not going to be back in the Bean Brown yet.
Not to be. Yeah.
So we're holding on to that one, and we worked with our great folks at Dramatists, and they said, that's okay. We'll give you credit and what you want to do. And so we picked out a wonderful show that is...
it's two shows.
Actually, two shows.
You get two for one.
For the price of one, that are connected by this one character named Rudy, with two O's and a T, not a U and a D.
Right, it's a female Rudy.
A female Rudy. Has nothing to do with Notre Dame football. No one worry. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Every day, all day, every day. Roll Tide. It happens in Memphis, Tennessee, and
way back 3 days prior to the very first opening of Graceland,
June 7th, 1982.
Melvis. Elvis's
the little-known gospel singer from Memphis, Tennessee.
Melvis Bresley.
Melvis Bresley.
Yes, and so Melvis.
Imagine if they didn't get copyright and they had to name him Melvis Bresley in the show. They didn't. They get to call him Melvis.
Yeah, I think it's okay to talk about him. We're not. Yeah, but
anyway,
you
can talk about him.
But anyway, Elvis's home is just about to open the very first time to the public. And
these two ladies named Rudy and Bev are determined to be the first people through the gates of Graceland. The biggest fans. And they're going to be the first ones through. And so they arrive before dawn to camp out.
Dark 30 as we used to say.
It's Dark 30.
JROTC back in high school.
Before, it's like Black Friday, but at Graceland. And so they get there early, and hilarity ensues. And
there's some jockeying for that first position, right?
For that. I mean, Bev's going to get that folding chair, that lawn chair, to the front of that gate.
Oh, yeah.
If it kills her, and there's some Malamars involved. At some point, we won't tell you what happens.
As in all good plays.
I mean, I think every place should have food of some sort.
A lot do. Well, you were in the Miracle Worker. There's a whole bunch of food in that one.
Don't remind me. I think I have PTSD from that food being thrown around. And if you don't know, it's that breakfast scene in Miracle Worker. We don't use eggs. In fact, we use instant mashed potatoes dyed with food coloring.
To look like eggs.
That's
the reason for that.
Because eggs go bad, and they have to sit backstage for a while.
A good long while, yeah.
And they go bad, and so instant mashed potatoes dyed yellow.
Fun. That is fun.
Still don't taste good when you're having to pretend to cut them and eat them.
Layla, you need to just write down for our future. We need to have an episode that is about the tips and tricks of food on stage, because there's a whole bunch of stuff.
There's a whole lot of it, and that season that I was in every show, it was like every show that I was in involved fake smoking, which I've never done before in real life. I've never smoked a cigarette in real life. I've never real smoked. but I've had to fake smoke several times on stage.
Yes.
I played Maggie and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. There's lots of there's continuous chain smoking in that show.
Yes.
Ava had to inform me how long it would take to smoke a cigarette. So when I left to smoke and come back, I was like, I don't know, I'd be gone 20 minutes. And Ava was like, no, that's not how long it takes to smoke a cigarette. Bless Ava Buchanan.
Yes.
And then Miracle Worker, the breakfast scene, and then Charles and I did Sylvia, and I had to drink lots of alcohol on stage, which is flat diet ginger ale.
Okay.
Except for the night we forgot to leave it open, and it was not flat. And
Surprise!
And I kicked it back, and it was non-flat ginger ale, and I almost choked on stage. So, tips and tricks.
Yes, we could do a whole episode on that. Lots of fun stuff. But anyway, so the first one, we're at Graceland.
We're at Graceland. It's comedic. There's some serious moments in it, but it's more of what you would call a dramedy, I guess. And we get to know Bev and Rudy.
It's touching.
It's touching.
It's you feel good.
It makes you feel good. And it's gonna have some of the music of Elvis in it. There's we love it. And then we'll go to intermission.
Yes.
Everybody can get up, stretch their legs.
Right.
And then when we come back, it's going to be 1972.
Right. So we've gone back in time.
We've gone back in time. Rudy is still going to be with us, but we're going to meet Rudy's brother, Bo, who she's talked about in
we hear references
to him.
Yeah.
And it's 1972, and Rudy's obviously younger and in her teens, and Bo comes to find Rudy in her sort of sanctuary at their house, out in the woods.
Yeah, it's a grove of trees.
A grove
it's
of
lovely,
trees.
Pastoral.
Yeah. And Bo's come to tell Rudy that he has volunteered to go to Vietnam.
Yes.
So much more serious kind of stuff. And you find out in this second half, which is called Asleep on the Wind, you find out why Rudy was so insistent on getting in.
Why did it matter?
Why did it matter so much to her to get into Graceland first?
Another beautiful story, and a little bit haunting, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And it's an important story to me. My mom saw Elvis perform at UA.
Oh, cool.
In 1971 when he performed here when she was in college here.
Yeah, at Coleman Coliseum, right?
At Coleman Coliseum. And my dad did 3 tours in Vietnam. So let me tell you, I got connection kind of across the board with this show. So I'm really excited about it. Tina actually is the one who suggested this show to me. I'd never read it. I didn't really know anything about it. And we were sort of batting around ideas about what might replace Crimes of the Heart, which I was very familiar with.
Right.
I think everybody who's been to college and done scenes knows Crimes of the Heart.
Yes. Yeah, I know there are going to be patrons out there that are going to be actually quite disappointed that we're not doing Crimes of the Heart.
Now, we're not doing Crimes of the Heart now.
Well, that's the point, yes, is that I think we would want to bring it back at some point in the future when we can do justice to the set, the costumes, the lights, the sound. It's the type of show it really deserves full production and not like this sort of half production in a smaller venue. But this play, these sets of plays, by the same author, they really do fit together and they can be done in a much smaller space but still done very, very well.
Very well. This set of shows is about, and Crimes of the Heart is a great character piece. It's about those characters, but you really do need those other elements to really
bring you into the world of those characters. You need the set. The set is its own character in that show. Right. And Graceland and Asleep on the Wind are really character pieces in the sense of you really just want to be there and connect with those 3 characters.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
They are so.
What would you say is because this is the Shelton State show, every year we do a show that is dedicated to highlighting our students from Shelton State Community College. What do you feel like is the main educational thrust? What will our students really gain from being a part of this production?
I think character development, really digging into, especially whoever gets cast as Rudy, really digging into a character and spanning that character's lifeline from 15 to 25 and really understanding that. And that's educational theater I think can be different from a community theater in the sense that you guys have to worry more than I do about a bottom line and a budget.
Right. How many tickets we sell.
How many tickets
Right.
you sell, and,
Yeah,
and I
very
don't
important.
have that burden on me as
Right.
much. And so we really can. We want to produce a great show, and we want to produce a beautiful show
Right.
for the patrons. But we really want to make a place for our students to dig in and learn about character development and learn about.
Right.
The elements of what it takes as an actor to really create something and what that takes. So we have classes that are going on right now. The class that we're in as actors right now is stage movement. So we're gonna the Shelton students are learning about character development through stage movement. So I'm encouraging those students to audition for this show.
course,
Hopefully
yeah.
some of those students will be cast in this show. And so we'll use elements of what we're learning in class in the development of the show,
Yeah.
hopefully. And that's the great thing about educational theater is you can transition those classroom sort of experiences
theory
and
and
those
translate it to
theory can translate
practical.
into
Yeah.
practical stuff. And so
Well, and our audiences are very supportive. They love coming out and seeing the talent of the future.
Yeah.
We've had so many kids come through these programs and come through our shows that have gone on to national prominence.
Yeah.
And just really had very, very successful careers. So really, you're getting a great opportunity to come and see the future of tomorrow as they're learning their talents today, and just really support that. And our audiences understand that and they love that. So so we'll bring you a good, nice audience for this, like we do for everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And but you know what? I think I'm kind of towards the bottom of my cup. I've been sipping.
I've been talking more than
Yeah.
I've been sipping.
You've been a good talker and a great guest. And thank you for being our first guest host on Brewing Theatre.
I'm like Jenna and Friends. Hoda left and retired, and so
That's right.
it was Kathy Lee, and then Hoda and Kathy Lee, and then now it's Hoda and Jenna, and now it's Jenna and Friends.
Jenna and
It's just-
Friends.
you're the
That's right. Adam and Friends.
Adam and Friends.
So look out, Tina.
Tina was the Kathy Lee, and you're the Hoda, and
That's
now I'm
right.
the Jenna, and then it's just
We'll just see.
it's like Regis and Kelly.
How long before they kick me out completely, too. Well, before I get canceled, I'm Adam,
I'm Ollie.
and we've been.
Brewing Theatre.
Until next time, cheers.
Bye.